Hey again, besties, and welcome back to the channel. I've been scouring through Nexus mods this past week, and I happened to find 10 absolutely fantastic brand new mods that have just been released. The Stardew Valley modding community is so very talented and never ceases to amaze. We'll be looking at an add-on that injects additional content to an existing mod, another that adds a feature that feels so obvious and wonderful once you see it, as well as a few brilliant utility mods that offer that perfect sprinkle of extra convenience to our daily farm life. It's always such a joy to share these discoveries with you all, and speaking of joy, I have to take a moment to say a massive heartfelt thank you to you guys. It's thanks to your incredible support that I've just hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm honestly so touched and grateful to each and every one of you for being part of this cozy community. If you enjoy exploring these new mods together, it would help me out so much if you hit that like button and subscribe to join our growing community if you haven't already. Your support is what makes all of this possible. Now let's see what wonderful new tools the community has been cooking up. Let's kick things off with a mod that's all about making Pelican Town feel more like a real and lived-in community. It's called Pelican Town Municipal, and it's by the mod author Midnight Voyager. You know how our little town has no official government building? This mod fixes that by adding a charming municipal building that houses both a post office and a sheriff's office, giving the valley a proper little civic heart. The star of the show is the new sheriff, William Bill Stewart. He's a wonderfully crafted character, a friendly, even-tempered widower who moved back to small-town life after a career in a big city police force. The mod creator was inspired by classic shows like The Andy Griffith Show, and you can really feel that warm, thoughtful vibe. Bill isn't there to bust anyone. He doesn't even carry a weapon. He's all about community, helping folks work out their problems, and strengthening the town from within. As you befriend him, his story thoughtfully explores his past experience with the police system, aiming to build a better future without getting too dark. The creator is careful to preserve Stardew Valley's overall cozy feel. He even has a slow burn Rivalheart storyline with the wizard for an extra layer of storytelling. This isn't just a one NPC show though. The building is run by a legal clerk named Alicia, who commutes from Zuzu City seeking some peace and quiet. And the mod is packed with delightful details that make the world feel more complete. You can buy seasonal stamps to use as gifts, grab a coffee from the machine in the lobby, and after certain events, you'll see community improvements like a little free pantry pop-up around town. It even adds a new flower called the Mana Bloom and a special potion for magic users. What's truly impressive is how seamlessly it fits in. The mod auto-detects if you have massive expansions like Stardew Valley Expanded or Reachside Village, and patches itself to work with their maps and festivals too. It's designed to feel like it was always part of your game, whether you play vanilla or you have 100 mods. You know how well we've all noticed that none of the cozy houses in Pelican Town seem to have a bathroom? It's one of those classic little mysteries that makes you wonder about the secret lives of the villagers. Well, Unino Corn, who has been crafting a fantastic flurry of new mods lately, decided it was high time to solve this mystery with their Bathrooms for Everyone mod. This lovely content pack rolls up its sleeves and installs a proper bathroom in just about every vanilla house you could think of. From Marnie's Ranch and Elliot's Beach Cabin all the way to Sandy's Oasis. It's one of those simple additions that makes the whole world feel so much more lived in and complete. No longer will you have to headcanon that everyone just figures it out. Now when you're visiting Haley and Emily's house or popping into the saloon, you could spot these charming new rooms that add a fresh layer of realism. The creator has been very thoughtful about compatibility too. If you're running other mods that challenge house layouts, you can easily toggle any specific bathroom on or off using the config menu to avoid any awkward clipping. It's a perfect, subtle touch for anyone who loves to soak in the little details that make Stardew Valley's world feel truly whole. Let's whip up something a little different for our next mod. Are you looking for a more magical aesthetic to add to your current playthrough? Well, Potioneer's Kitchen by Silence W is here to grant that wish, turning your farmhouse kitchen into a delightful hub of arcane cookery. This mod cleverly reskins the farmhouse kitchen into a Potioneer's kitchen style, and features 4 color variants. It's the perfect cozy mod for anyone who wants to add a sprinkle of wholesome witchcraft to their daily farm routine. I tried it on my own farmhouse to see how it looks, and although it doesn't fit with my home's current aesthetic, I can't take away from the fact that this was super beautifully made, and it's definitely going in my list of mods that I will be adding to my next magical or witchy playthrough. This is a really simple mod that has a huge impact on your game. Now it's time to talk about making life with pigs a little less dramatic. Have you ever noticed that raising pigs can feel like a full-time outdoor management job? You need to let them out every day, check the weather, and hope for sunny seasons. The Indoor Pigs mod by admin LSDNFA offers a wonderfully simple solution to that. It changes the rules so that your pigs can now dig up their truffles overnight inside the barn, just like your chickens magically produce eggs while everyone's asleep. This is such a fantastic quality of life change because it removes so much of the daily hassle. Your pigs don't need to be let outside, and they'll produce truffles regardless of rain, or even during the winter. Everything is neatly handled while you're off doing other things, and the truffles will be ready for you in the morning, even getting picked up automatically if you have an auto grabber. It's designed to be balanced too. A pig will only produce 1 truffle per day normally, or 2 if you give them a golden animal cracker. So if you love the profit from pigs, but not the constant chore of managing their outdoor time, this mod makes your barn a self-contained truffle factory. I Can't Believe It's Not Butter by Chocolate12 is at its heart a delightfully hilarious and earnest answer to a question I think we've all had. Why can't we make butter in Stardew Valley? We're out here aging cheese, brewing wine, and pickling everything in sight, but the humble stick of butter was strangely absent. This mod not only plugs that gap, but does it with a wink and a nod, wholeheartedly embracing its own ridiculous premise while adding some genuinely cool new artisan goods. So what does it actually do? Exactly what it says on the tin. It introduces butter and its close cousin margarine into your farming life. To make it, you'll unlock a new butter churn at farming level 4, where you can turn your milk into rich butter or your oil into margarine. But the fun doesn't stop at the churn. You can head over to Stardrop Saloon to buy new recipes like grilled cheese and fried butter, which come with unique food buffs to power up your farm. And for the true artisan with flair, the mod even lets you craft a butter sculpture. Because what's a well-decorated farm without a little dairy-based art? As one fan on the mod page perfectly put it, the game's lack of butter is silly, and this mod fixes it in the most joyful way possible. You even get high cholesterol when you consume fried butter. It just doesn't get any better than that. Ultimately, this mod is for players like you and me who see a silly name and think, I have to know more. It takes a genuine, if humorous, oversight in the base game and fills it with creative, satisfying content. It encourages you to diversify your animal products, gives you new recipes to master, and adds that extra layer of completeness to your farm's production line. In the creator's own playful words, the goal is to clutter your inventory and recipes with even more butter. And honestly, I already have several mods that add butter to my game, including Stardew Valley Expanded and Cornucopia. So this is a clutter I'm very happy to have. You know that feeling when you're trying to create a tropical paradise but the vanilla furniture catalog just doesn't have the right leafy, rocky, or rustic elements to pull it off? That was me until I found CP Plants, Stones, and Bridges Furniture by 996 to 627. This fantastic mod swoops in to fill that exact gap, adding a treasure trove of over 90 new decorations straight into your furniture catalog. What I love most is that everything is crafted in a beautiful vanilla style, meaning it blends seamlessly with the game's existing art. Suddenly, you have access to a huge variety of plants, stones, and even decorative bridges that can transform any empty space. I particularly love that this mod included decorative palm trees and beautiful potted plants in its catalog. I used this mod extensively on my Ginger Island farm recently to add those missing tropical and natural touches. I added lush plants to create dense foliage, and carefully placed several different elements to make the landscape and my island home feel truly alive. It's perfect for adding depth, creating pathways, or just making your corner of the world feel uniquely yours without any clashing art styles. So if you ever felt limited by the standard decorating options, this collection is like opening a whole new chapter in your farm's interior and exterior design journey. Now let's talk about a mod that doesn't add crops, characters, or creatures, but is an absolute lifesaver for anyone like me who enjoys testing a lot of mods. Ever open up your generic mod config menu only to be greeted by a massive, scrolling list of names? It's like trying to find a specific book in a library with no labels. Frustrating. This is exactly the problem the clever GMCM quick search mod by 0xPatch solves. If you're managing a massive mod list like my main save, which has over 600 mods, this simple utility is a game changer. With just a press of F6, a clean search window pops up. You can start typing the name of a mod or even the author's name, and it instantly filters the list. Once you find the one you want, a simple click or press of enter opens the mod's configuration menu right away, bypassing endless scrolling. It doesn't replace the generic mod config menu, it just gives you a turbocharged shortcut directly to the settings you need. The mod is designed to be as helpful as possible, using a looser detection method to catch every possible mod with the config menu, which means you might see a few extra entries, but it ensures nothing is missed. So for anyone who loves to customize their game but hates to hunt, GMCM Quick Search is the essential quality of life tool that makes managing a beautifully complex modded game an absolute breeze. If you're anything like me and love watching your farmer grow from a beginner to a master of the valley, you know that magical feeling when you level up a skill. But with so many mods adding new skills, from cooking to magic to who knows what, it's easy to lose track of what you've unlocked and when. That's where MH Skill Unlock History by Mashuoto comes in as your personal achievement archivist. This brilliant utility acts like a digital journal for all your character's growth. Every single time you unlock a new skill level, whether it's in vanilla farming or modded skill like those from a love of cooking, it gets toggles with a timestamp. You can pull up a clean history panel to see exactly what you achieved and when, turning that vague sense of progress into a satisfying, scrollable story of your farmer's journey. It's incredibly compatible, working seamlessly with popular frameworks like SpaceCore, which means it can track skills from a huge variety of other mods you might have installed. For those of us who just love to feel proud of how far we've come, this mod is quite the game changer. It gives meaning and memory to the content you're already enjoying, and it's the perfect tool for anyone who wants to look back at the end of a long in-game year and say, wow, I really did that. This next mod adds a ton of new content to an existing well-known mod on Nexus. You know that feeling when you discover a small mod that changes everything and you just wish there was more of it? This was me with the Muttering Farmer, a mod I've had my eye on forever that makes your farmer talk to themselves, whispering little comments about whatever they're doing. It's a brilliant touch of life. But recently I saw something that finally made me take the plunge and install it on my newest save. 600 additional lines for Muttering Farmer by Bat Potatoes. This amazing add-on is like a massive expansion pack for your farmer's personality. The original author coded the base mod in such a smart way that anyone can build on it. And that's exactly what Bat Potatoes did. They took the framework and poured in a treasure trove of around 600 new lines, carefully crafted to weave into your daily life. We're talking about unique little quips for picking up specific items like sunflowers or ancient dolls, different greetings based on the time of day, and even warmer, more personal responses from your farmer when they're around villagers they've become good friends with. What I love is that it thinks of everything. There are lines for your spouse, special dialogue bubbles for town festivals, funny little exclamations for combat, and yes, a whole bunch of sweet and probably sassy things to say to your pet and your horse. The mod is designed with a flexible, non-specific language, so it fits any farmer's story. And you can even disable certain groups of lines if they don't match your character. Plus, it's built to work smoothly with other add-ons, so your farmer's inner monologue can be as rich as you want. Seeing this incredible community-driven effort to make our silent protagonists feel more alive was the final push I needed, and I'm so glad I finally tried it out. For this last mod, I would firstly like to add a bit of a disclaimer. I honestly wasn't sure whether or not I wanted to cover it due to its code being created using generative AI. The mod author has been really transparent about this fact and makes it very clear in the mod description. Just out of curiosity, let me know what you guys think of mods that utilize AI and whether or not it's a deal breaker for you. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the mod in question. This mod redefines the vanilla game's fishing mechanics and overhauls them in an extremely fascinating way. It's called Rhythm Fishing by GMCM, a mod that throws out the old rules and transforms fishing into a dynamic rhythm game that's all about timing and beats. Instead of chasing a fish, you'll now face a moving orange cursor and a stationary blue target zone. Your job is to hit the action button exactly as the cursor passes through the zone. It's less about frantic reactions and more about getting into a groove, chaining successful hits to build up your score and reeling your catch. You'll even get a little judgment, perfect, good, or miss, based on your precision, which is a super satisfying touch. And the difficulty beautifully scales with what you're trying to catch. Easy fish have slow, gentle patterns, while hard fish speed up or use chaotic, tricky paths. It's almost scary to think of what the legendary fish have in store. What's also interesting is that the mod still respects your gear. Most of your favorite tackles are supported and intelligently integrated into this new system. The cork bobber widens that target zone. The trap bobber gives you more time, and the barbed hook actually slows the cursor down for better control. Plus, it's fully customizable through the generic mod config menu, so you can tweak speeds, hit counts, and difficulty to your heart's content. Again, the author has been really upfront about using generative AI to create this mod, so if this isn't a deal breaker for you and you're looking to trade in vanilla fishing for some rhythmic fun, then you may be wanting to give this mod a go. I personally love and prefer vanilla fishing and find it to be fun and relaxing. Although it has proven to be a difficult minigame for many beginners, I consider Stardew fishing to be a skill that we tend to get better and better at with time. And that wraps up our tour of some truly wonderful new mods. From laid-back sheriffs and municipal buildings, to tropical furniture, and a farmer who finally has something to say. I hope you found something exciting to bring back to your own valley. A massive thank you for watching, and for being part of this amazing community. If you enjoyed discovering these mods with me, it would help me out tremendously if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to support more cozy explorations like this one, and never miss what we find next. Until next time, stay cozy and keep those mods updated, friends. And as always, happy farming!